Hi, I'm Ruth Richards, intuitive mindset mentor and intuitive oracle reader, and welcome to this week's Intuition Insight vlog, which is about the present moment, and this is for week of 16th of May. What is the present moment? Well, my present moment, whilst I'm recording this, may happen at a different time to the present moment when you are watching it. Mind-blowing, right? The present moment isn't about a set amount of time or about measuring any amount of time or even about a point in time. The present moment is about being present and appreciating what is going on around you right now. It's about being present to what you can hear, see, smell around you, maybe even food you're tasting if you're eating while watching this. The present moment is about focus and focusing on what is happening around you. It's an important concept spiritually, and it's vital that we spend more time being present and focusing on right now. Because when we're not present, we're thinking about what happened in the past, or we're thinking too far ahead about the future, and even tomorrow counts as the future. Now, there's relevance sometimes to considering past events to find insights or lessons learned, but there's no benefit to going over and over and over events again and again and again in your mind. Have you ever been so attached to an event, and that could be an interaction with another person, and usually that interaction has a negative connotation, that you replay it over and over in your mind? And maybe you're still going over it in your mind months or even years after it happened. But when you replay it in your mind now, you've come up with the most wonderfully witty response or put down that you wished you had thought of and said at the time. And you replay that in your mind and you change what happened in the past by being able to say your witty remark. By doing that, you're effectively changing the narrative of past events. And it's not always a bad thing, but be honest now, tell me, raise your hand. Have you ever done that? Replayed such events over and over again. And when we do that, we're keeping ourselves stuck in the past. We are living in the past. Now, sometimes events need some replaying in order to make sense of them. But once you've made sense of them, let it go. As long as we keep having these replays going on in our minds, we're keeping ourselves stuck in the past and unable to be present, see present, and move forward. And that's an issue because we're not being present to the opportunities and the wonders that may be around us right now. We lose our empowerment by reliving old scenarios, even if we change the narrative and we come out as the hero or the heroine, and we replay them in new ways by saying the witty remark or making the point you wish you'd made. And the same happens when overthinking about things happening in the future. It's the same idea of replaying an event that you want to happen, something that you wish to happen. Now, sometimes that can be helpful. So perhaps if you're doing a presentation, which I'm doing very soon, you want to practice. So you do forward play what you're going to say and how you want to say it. But there's a key difference between practicing and rehearsing and wishful thinking about the future. And that difference is intention. The intention to present information to people that will teach them something, entertain them, or both, tell them something about yourself. There's an intention behind it. So there's a balance about thinking about the future and thinking about the past. But that balance needs to tip into the present. Not replaying past events because you wish it had been different, or fast forward into the future because you want things to work out a certain way. So maybe you're watching this and thinking, yeah, I get this concept, and I'm very present at the moment. I'm present now watching you, Ruth. But are you really? Are you watching this, checking your phone, thinking about dinner this evening, or do you have some other thoughts going through your mind as you're listening to me? We are losing the ability to be truly present. We are giving up our power to be truly present. We're giving up the ability and the power to focus on one thing at a time. And there are many studies now that show that multitasking, while it's something we can do, Doesn't mean we should do it because it causes more anxiety, and it means we don't often do things well. So are you really focusing on this present time and what I'm saying? Or has your mind wandered? In which case, bring it right back now, because there's something you need to know. For this present time, can you stop looking at your mobile phone? Can you put it down and not look at it till the end of this video? Can you turn it over so you can't see the screen and you can just focus on my words? Because here is the message. You control your devices. Not only are we losing the ability to be present and focus, we're becoming more and more disrespectful as we give our devices, mainly our mobile phones, a status that they don't really deserve. We allow the pings and the pongs to stop us from what we are doing, so we can see a message, a post, find out who's wearing what and who's doing what with who. If you want to live an empowered life and be present, you need to start with examining your attachment to your devices and to take back your control. The pings and the pongs do not determine when you check your phone. You make that decision. You get to choose when you do that. You get to choose when you focus on looking at your phone and checking messages, when you scroll, and when you do other things in your life. Let's face it, how many of you watch TV and have a device in one hand and you're doing something else while the TV's on? You're not focusing on either thing very well. We have lost the ability and we have lost the reasoning to know that we control when and how we consume the information around us. Being on your phone or any other device while supposedly doing something else is not being present. So let's not pretend it is. Let's get real. And if you're checking your phone while you're talking to other people, you're not present either. And I think that's disrespectful. If someone's checking the phone while they're talking to me, I just want to walk off because they're not interested. So why would I want to connect with that person? So if you're with someone else, put your phone away. Be present with them, listen to them, and you'll start to understand how being more present can help you feel more empowered and in control. Now, if that feels scary, leaving your phone, not looking at it, turning it over, taking back control of when you check your messages and when you consume the news and other information, if it gives you that fear of missing out feeling, here's a spiritual concept that if you can fully embrace it, can help you. And that concept is, what is yours will not pass you by. So whether you're worried about what the Kardashians are doing, or you're worried about you'll miss out on that email or a big order from your ideal client, you have lost control of your present. You have lost your empowerment. Your devices are controlling you. So here's the message again. I'm saying it again for effect. You control your devices. You control how and when you consume information. And what is yours will not pass you by. If you trust the universe is supporting you and that you're co-creating with the universe, everything you need will come to you at the right time. And mostly, the universe does not communicate via text, SMS, email, phone call, messenger, WhatsApp, you name it. You know, it's not going to come through there. But you can never miss something that is meant for you. The universe is going to find a way to show you the sign, but you have to be open and present to it. And it could be an actual sign like a signpost, it could be a billboard, it could be song lyrics. I once had a sign from the side of a lorry when I changed my surname to Richards. The day after I'd started the legal process to do that, I was on the motorway and a lorry came past me, Jack Richards and Son Transport, and Richards was in big letters. Signs come in all sorts of ways, but you have to be open and you have to be present to it. Now, many intuitive people get their best insights and intuitive messages from the universe when they are out in nature. And that's a great place to start feeling more present and start feeling your empowerment again. So just think about a time when you've been through a beautiful landscape, woodlands, by the coast, somewhere rich in nature, and you start to notice things, the buds on the trees, the birds' song. If you're at the coast, you notice where the tide is it in or out? You see the sky and the clouds. I love watching clouds. And that's when we start to become more present. I watched a documentary recently with Paul Merson, an ex-Premier League football player, who in the past has been plagued by addictions to alcohol and gambling. And the documentary was him taking a walk in nature in North Yorkshire and filming himself with a selfie stick and his phone. He talked about being present. He was noticing and paying attention to the environment he was walking in, and he was able to appreciate his life. He said that when at his lowest, he would never have appreciated the present or the environment around him because it's always about the next drink or the next bet, spending too much time forward thinking. It's a very moving documentary, and you can find it on the BBC iPlayer. And once you start to be present, life gets easier. You regain some elements of control, you feel empowered. So start right now, take a deep breath and look around you. What do you see in the room you're in? What do you notice when you look out of the window? Can you commit to being more present in your life? Can you commit to being more in control of your devices and how you consume information and news and the messages sent to you? Can you focus on one thing at a time? If you can start to do these things, you're going to feel the empowerment of being present and being balanced. So that's the intuitive insight and message for this week. It's about being present, noticing what's going on around you, taking control of that and not being controlled by the devices and the information around you. If you want to find out more about my products and services that can help you feel more empowered, you'll see a link below here for my book, Reclaim Your Intuition, my free group, The Intuition Lounge, my bespoke intuitive mentoring programs, and my membership community. All the information will be below for you. And if you want to see any more of my posts, you can connect with me on LinkedIn or follow me on my YouTube channel, The Intuition Connection. Wishing you a wonderfully present week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.